Well, good morning. It's Lisa here, and as always, there's no place like your home. I'd like to talk this morning about your home, yourself. And I'm sitting out here. I knew it was going to rain, and it's just a lovely rain. You probably can hear it. And I'm under my thrifted umbrella and table. So it's I can feel a little bit of dampness, but overall, I think I'll be okay. So, one thing that has really helped me in making my videos is watching other people do theirs, especially other women about my age, senior citizens, and, just feeling very comfortable to share things and not having to make it perfect, but just getting out there. So my message for today in talking about our home is about 12-step recovery. And I'm 67, and I started this journey when I was 30. And, I did some intensive work, so I thought at that time, and read the books, Melody Beattie and John Bradshaw, and just all of the first voices for this awareness that really originated out of, I'm pretty sure, the 12-step program, the AA program, and just having an awareness of, family systems and dysfunctions. And I was talking with a girlfriend just a little bit ago this morning, and she was sharing something with me, and it just led me to really review and look at my bigger family system. And so I'm talking multi-generational, 2, 3 generations back. I tend to focus more on my mother's side because that, to me, had the loudest voice, brought the most dysfunction, distress, and almost ruination of people. And I know that my father's side, like all of us, was dysfunctional as well. So, and in my family system dysfunction, the big picture is primarily sexual abuse and alcoholism. So with those two dysfunctions married together, you can only imagine what that recipe produced. And I've been fighting that really my whole life, and more, as I said, when I was about 30, getting that awareness of some things. Now, I continued on in life and married, and, it continued in a way, but it's only really been recently, within, this last year, that I've really been able to commit to digging in and, looking at myself. That's all we can really look at. But in relation to that system, in relation to, what I learned, and I would say overall that my family system really had much more negative influence than not. And in that negativity as well, poor information, bad information, lack of information on how to do life better, how individually to be better. And, all of those cliches, and the one primarily that I'm referring to is, break those chains. And I can see on some level that there were certain chains, thank God, that we were never bound by, sexual abuse that did not pass on for me or my children, thank God. But, other dysfunctions, tolerating things, dealing with narcissistic behavior, people like that. And even in my own, recovery, seeing seeing, the chaos that I caused at times and the things that I did. So I also saw something the other day about, or last night actually, a post, you don't have to refer your life to how many days sober, how to manage being in situations that there will be alcohol, and you don't have to, and I thought, boy, isn't that the truth? That really just frees you up just to be who you are, and have that freedom to discover it. And as I've said many times, I don't consider myself I never blacked out. I never, did things that people would say, oh, you're an alcoholic. But I guess I'm going to have to admit that to myself, that I did have a drinking problem. Alcohol doesn't serve me, and I don't think it serves anybody, but, I also have a ism, as they say, with candy and sweets and cake, and I can't eat one piece of cake. I can't stop at one, I'll go through my mind like, okay, we only ate half now, and I'll have another, all this justification with something like that. So I hope, that gives you some encouragement, food for thought, even to be able to, laugh at yourself a little bit about some of the things that we do experience no matter what, in being alive, being human, but also just knowing that you can change your trajectory. If I had not always wanted more and sought more information, and honestly, by God's grace, been given more information to do better. You will do better if you know better. To break out of, possibly what could have been my fate. But I do believe that we are in total control of our thoughts, our actions, and that is our fate. We are in control to create our fate. And I just love listening to the different motivational podcasts, the different content creators on all levels who have inspired me to continue on in this path. And I'm truly grateful. So I don't want to ramble here. I hope, again, always, that I give you food for thought, that you can think, for yourself, and seeing the different personalities that we deal with, even in ourselves. Are we a reactor? Are we a responder? Can you step back from that person that is rubbing you the wrong way? Or even being able to look at your own behavior and see what you bring to the table. So I hope you enjoy this beautiful day. I'm not sure where you are, but it's just a lovely summer morning rain. The humidity's not so bad, which is very nice. And I'm going to just keep on keeping on with my day, and trusting that with every breath that I take, that it gets better. I'll talk to you soon.